Hello guys, so in this tutorial we'll be taking a look at data cleaning and sorting using the pandas Python library. The truth is that as a data scientist you will likely be spending most of your time cleaning and sorting data because most of the data that we have in nature are actually really raw and rough. So you don't want to pass such data into your machine learning algorithm. It's going to be doing you a lot of harm than good. In fact, it's not going to do you any good at all. So let's quickly dive into what we have. So first of all, I'm going to like to import the stuff that I need for this tutorial. So we need the pandas data frame as PD, and we need to import numpy as np. We also need to import the matplot lib in case we need it, the pyplot as plt, and we also need to import, I need a mode, so I will just say from scipy dot start import mode, and I also need to calculate the time for this program to run, so that's just okay. So I'll just say import time directly, import time, and down here I'll just say started equals time. Okay, so right there, down here I have my data. I'll just call my data frame, and I have my data as pd dot read underscore excel, and into that I'll have our opening, and I just say raw dot excel sx, and down here I'll just call the first 10 elements of my data frame by saying df.add into 10. So let's run that and let's see what we have. So looking at this data frame, in the first place I have a problem with it. The customer ID, first name, last name, all this stuff that are separated by spaces should not be separated by spaces. It should be separated by the standard underscore. You will not want to pass this kind of data into your machine learning algorithm because the machine actually has problem in understanding this kind of stuff, and so it's always very helpful for you to replace this stuff with the standard underscore. So but for us to do that, we have a lot of methods that we can use. But first off, let's just even print df.columns to see what I'm talking about. So let's say df.columns, and when we print df.columns, we see customer ID. These stuffs are not supposed to be separated by spaces, but we can do a lot of things. We can do this in a lot of ways. Rather, we can iterate through and just say, okay, replace this space in this customer ID by typing df.column and typing each of them. We can do it that way, but that's going to be tedious. It's not going to be efficient, and it's going to take a lot of time. But we can do this with a single line of code. So how do we do that? We can just say df2 equals I'll just call it raw. So raw dot replace into, I'll just separate this by comma, and say underscore, and for raw in df.column. So once I do that, and I'll just assign this stuff, I'll just say df.column equals df2, and down here I'll just print df.columns, and once I run df.columns, I have an invalid syntax. Sorry, I think that the reason why that is happening is because I didn't put this in a list format. So if I put that in a list format, I should have a good thing coming through now. Now I have another fault. The reason why this is coming through is because I did not separate this string. So what I told the machine was to just separate each of the strings by using the underscore. But now that I have it separated, I'm going to have a lot cleaner feature now. Now these are the features. Now I have the customer ID that was separated by spaces, by a space being separated by the standard underscore, and the first name, the last name, and everything. So I have a lot cleaner feature now. So now let's go further. The next thing I'm going to look at, if I come and I print, let me just copy this and paste it down here. So let's just check our data frame again, and let's look through. Looking at it, it will not be practical of us to look through this data frame manually. It will be good for us to have a way in which we can look through this type of data frame. And what can we do? What we can do is that we can use a box plot. So the first thing that is attracting my attention right here is this gender column, because maybe later we want to make some decisions based on the gender of our customers, and we want to look through some things, some of the characteristics of the female and the male gender, or any other stuff that we have on there. So we will deal with a string character, but I want to print this gender on a box plot. I want to view the characteristic, the way they've entered the data. I can see here, this is wrong for female. Well, that's not consistent. So I'll just come and I'll say, okay, I want to use a box plot, but I can't use a box plot to view the gender column, because the gender column is actually in string format. So I need an integer key to actually do the right thing. So looking at this data frame, I can see past 3 years bike related purchases as one integer there, and I can also see tenure. So let's look through. Let's see the one that we can actually use. So I would like to use one that doesn't have so the one that actually has that doesn't have maybe any fault or much fault. So if I want to see that, I'll just say df dot is null, then dot sum, and let's see what we have for that. Let's look through our choices. Past 3 years bike related purchases has 0 missing values, but tenure has 87 missing values, so I'm not using this tenure definitely. So I'll use past 3 years bike related purchases. So let's just copy that should in case. So going further, what I'll be doing is I'll just say df.boxplot into and column equals past 3 years bike related purchases. I don't know why that is not copying inside the string. So past 3 years bike related purchases separated by comma by the gender. Okay, so let's look through that and let's see what we have. So this is what we have for this particular stuff, and you can see a female, and this is a very inconsistent stuff, and this is a very wrong way to enter data. It will be good and it will be advisable for such stuff, for such website to enter their data by defining the characteristic of the gender by putting either female or male or any other gender that they want to consider in their form. So it's always good to use a drop down. So let's just take a look at how we can actually make this a lot cleaner. So we can make this a lot cleaner. We just replace each of this stuff by the right character. By this, like this female, now we'll replace it by this F will replace it by the female, and this female will replace it by female, M replaced by male. So we don't know what that actually means, and there are a lot of them that actually has U. So let's take a look at the characteristic that we have. Okay, so looking at this stuff, we can see that a lot of them has U registered, right? But in some cases you just want to bring out some unique columns in a particular data frame. Let's quickly take a little dive into how we can do that. So we will just say that df into let's say another df and df into df and into df. We're just going to say gender, and where gender equals let's say we want to see f. So let's see what is going to come through. So we can see that we only have one of them that has f. And if we replace this and we say, okay, we want to see those that have U, so we can continue like that. A lot of them actually have U. We can see this break right here, probably hundreds of them or so, but we don't even care or give a damn about that. What we just want to do is to replace those stuff with the right value, because they can even be more than one in some cases. So let's take a look at how we can do that. So quickly, what we are going to do is that we're just going to say gent equals, so we will be iterating through, that's what we'll be doing. So gent equals df.gender dot replace and anywhere you see, so anywhere you see the word f, replace it with female, and this is going to take on this, and down here we're going to assign these to our data frame by saying that df into gender, or df into gent equals gent. So we'll copy and paste this all through. So copy, paste, paste, and paste. So we can call these gent 1, and we call this gent 2, and call this gent 3. Okay, so instead of having this gent here, so we have gent. So we have gent, and right here we have gent 1 equals gent 1, and here we have female. Sorry. So we have female, and here we're going to have gent 2, and here we have gent 1, and anywhere we see M, replace it with the correct character, replace it with male. So, and here we're going to have gent 2 equals gent 2, and here we have gent 2, and replace any U that you see. Now this is where we replace all the U by none. So we say mp dot none. Okay, so this is gent 3 equals gent 3. So what we just did was that we did each of this stuff and we assigned them, we iterated through them, we created each of these columns. So each of these columns are actually going to be present on our data frame now. So we don't want to care about that, we just want a cleaner gender, right? So walking through, the next thing I'm going to do, I just want to say df.gent 3. So printing gf.gent 3, we just have something like this. So well, we cannot know if something has happened, right? But I just need to what I just need to do is just reprint this box plot, record this box plot here by putting this right here. I can just cut it away from that place. So by gent 3, all right. So by the time I do that, we will see that we have a lot more cleaner data now. We can see that we have the female and we have the male. But if we now print df dot is null, df dot gent 3 dot is null dot sum, we see that we have okay, here we have 88 missing values. So we want to replace these missing values. Those missing values are coming from this U. So those values those are data points that are actually having U. We have replaced them with null values, and so we need to deal with that. And how do we deal with that? It's just we can just fill that side. We can fill it with the modal score. So let's just try to see the modal score of this gent 3. So we can just say modal. Just create a variable and say modal equals into mode, and mode we have df into gent 3, right? And right here we just say dot mode, and frame equals 0, and we come down here, print modal, and once we come with modal, okay, we have attribute error has no mode. That should be 1010 there. So we have the mode is coming out as female. I don't want this Boxplot to come out with it, so I'll just comment it out and print this stuff. So the mode is female, the modal score is female. So but we want to replace it. We want to replace all these null values, the null values that are present in the gen 3 column, the new gender column that we created. We want to replace them with the modal score. So what we need to do is just say that df.gen3 df.gen3 dot fill na into modal. So that's just going to fill those stuff for us. So we will give this a variable and we say just give it new, we say new gender, okay, equals fill na so you say new gender equals, sorry, my shell was misbehaving, so I had to start it. So new gender equals df.gen3 dot fill na into modal, and I have to insert this new gender by saying into the data frame by saying df into new underscore gender equals new underscore gender. Okay, so I can run that. Okay, I have an error coming through, new is not defined. Okay, this is separated by dash instead of underscore, so I shouldn't have any error now. So now I can just say, okay, I want to see df dot new underscore gender. All right, that should be one dot there. So I want to say new underscore, okay, a new underscore gender. This is what we have for new underscore gender, and we now have a log linear data. And by the time I say df dot new underscore gender dot, maybe it's null dot sum, let's just see that, and we now have 0 coming through as the null values for this particular, for this particular column. So the next thing we are going to do is we finished, working with our data. So we want to save it. We want to save a logged in our data in our inside maybe an Excel form or Excel format, or we want to save it as a in CSV format. So what we need to do is just say df.read. But before we do that, I want to just get a time. So if we want to get the total time for this whole stuff to run, right from here to this place, we can just say time taken equals time minus time minus started, right? So if I want to print this, I'll just say time taken underscore taken. So I can print that, and I have 1.5 seconds. Although that maybe because I did a lot of things right here, but it's not too bad. Well, it's not too bad, but it's a bit bad. I don't like that. Let me try to print that again, and now I'm having around 1.5 standard time, and I'm having 1.4. So let's just leave that. And what I just need to do, the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to save our data. And what we do is we just say df dot to CSV. I want to save it as CSV, and we'll open this stuff, this strange stuff, and let's look at one folder where we can actually save our data, maybe into the same directory, or we can just save it into another directory. And let's just take a look at this tutorial folder, and let's copy the path to this tutorial folder and let's paste it inside our code. So the path, and instead of using this backward slash, we want to use the forward slash. So I'll replace all this with the forward slash and forward slash, then the name of the data, the name we want to save the data as. So we want to save it as formatted underscore data. So dot CSV, that is the file format. All right, so once we run this, we're going to have our data saved, and by the time we check into the directory that we saved it, we have formatted data. We are going to see that we have formatted data.csv. So let's take a look at it. So right here we have formatted data.csv, and by the time we open this data, okay, so we can actually do a lot of things with this particular data. We can decide to, remove all these columns right here and leave only new gender as the column that we want. So you can do that on your own. So the first thing, we can just delete this. If you want to do that, just cut this up and put it right here, and delete, and cut this up and put it right inside this place. Cut this up and delete this and put it right inside this new space, and delete this whole column and put, since that's what we need the new gender, right? So we will put it right inside this space. We don't need this gender again, so we just delete and we cut this this new gender up and paste it right inside this place. Now we have a cleaner version of our raw data. And if I want to do well, I'll just try to remove this new and also leave the gender, just leave it as gender. Okay, so we now have a cleaner gender column for data. Okay, so if we also want to do, you can actually take a look at my previous video on data quality assessment or conversion of date of birth to the actual age. You can do stuff like converting this date of birth to the age of the participant if we want to make some decisions based on the age. We cannot use this date of birth. It's not going to be proper. It's going to be too rough. So it will not be very, very good if we use it. So we'll be doing it ourselves a lot of good if we convert this stuff to the age of the participant or the age of the customer. We can do other things. You can see that this column is actually wrong too. I can see that some people are trying to hijack a session here by entering a script tag, and they're creating some kind of alert here. This is a very wrong way to enter data anyway, and we can just do away with this column if we don't actually understand what it is. So you can do a lot of things with this kind of data. So enjoy your time with it, and have a wonderful time, guys. So see you. If you like the video, you can subscribe or put a like on the video if you like it, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the video. Sorry, my sister caught in during the time I was doing this video. So have a nice time, guys. Take care of yourself.